Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unit 5, Day 2. This is probably one of the most popular topics of the whole class, dreams, dream theories, and hypnosis. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I forgot. Here are a couple awesome movies that deal with dreams. Inception, What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams, and if you're into scary movies, A Nightmare on Elm Street. We will probably end up watching one of these. Let's see if you can pick which one we're going to watch. Okay, cool. Now, we're going to be dealing with the same objective as the sleep stages, but just a different part of it. Discuss aspects of sleep and dreaming, theories of sleep and dreaming. Also, describe historic and contemporary uses of hypnosis and explain hypnotic phenomena. All right, our first essential question, what do we dream? Now, first of all, let's start off with a nice, easy definition of what a dream is. Dreams are hallucinations of the sleeping mind. They're vivid, emotional, and bizarre. They're unlike daydreams, which tend to involve the familiar details of our life. Perhaps you've pictured yourself explaining to a teacher why a paper will be late, or replaying in your mind personal encounters we relish or regret. The dreams of REM sleep are so vivid, we may actually confuse them with reality. Awakening from a nightmare, a 4-year-old may be sure that there is something in the house. Now, on the bottom right-hand picture, this is an actual screenshot of my sleep. According to my Pillow app. Okay, so it gives me the time that I was in bed, the time of sleep, quality of sleep, and how I felt when I woke up. So you can see it charts it out. It's pretty cool, just kind of like the ones in your book. So here, this orange part is my awake state, the green is the light sleep, and then the blue is the deep sleep, with these pink sections are my REM sleep. Now, it's not perfect, but you can see that these big chunks of deep sleep are kind of isolated towards the beginning of the night, whereas my REM sleep comes closer to when I wake up. It's pretty cool. So make sure you're keeping track of your sleep for your assignment. More commonly, the storyline of our dreams is what a man called Sigmund Freud called manifest content. This could incorporate traces of your previous day's non-sexual experiences and preoccupations. So after suffering a trauma, people commonly report nightmares. One sample of Americans who were recording their dreams during September 2001, 9/11, reported an increase in threatening dreams following the 9/11 attack. Perhaps after you played a computer game for several hours, you begin to be awakened repeatedly during your first hour of sleep. 3 in 4 people experience images of the game. Okay? Compared with non-musicians, musicians report twice as many dreams of music. So whatever the storyline of your dream, no matter how weird it is, that is called manifest content. Sensory stimuli in our sleeping environment may also intrude. A particular odor or even your telephone ringing may be instantly and ingeniously woven into the dream story. How many times have you had a dream that you are at school, you're already dressed, you're there, and your alarm clock goes off and it sounds like the bell that's ringing in the hallway? I used to have that dream in school a lot. All right, moving on to the next essential question. What is the function of dreams? What purpose do they serve? You might have never asked yourself that question. So we're going to look into some brief dream analysis. You should be doing this for your assignment at the end. Have you ever had a dream with your teeth or hair falling out? It could mean that you have anxiety, perhaps about aging, falling from a great height, falling in or out of love. Have you been paralyzed? Maybe you're feeling trapped in a relationship or some sort of situation. Car or a plane crash, loss of control in your life, or failing an exam, lack of self-confidence. Now, this is somebody's interpretation. This does not mean that that's exactly what those mean. Okay? So we have to be very, very careful when analyzing dreams. There's no 100% right way to look at it. That's why it's called an interpretation. Okay? Freud, first of all, we're going to talk about dream theories. So much like we have sleep theories about why we sleep, we also have lots of dream theories because we don't know why we dream. Sigmund Freud had what he called his wish fulfillment theory, to satisfy our own wishes. So manifest content is the exact storyline of your dream. But a lot of that is symbols, okay? A lot of it is mixed up. Freud believed in something called the censor. He thought that when you dream, your wishes Okay, your stuff that you can't admit to yourself that you really want comes out in your dreams. But we can't, because we don't want to come to terms with those unconscious wishes, we have something called a censor that mixes them all up and creates symbols. Okay? Then they mix, then what we have to do is we have to have somebody interpret the dream, and that is called the latent content, the underlying meaning of those symbols in that wacky storyline. So manifest content is the exact storyline. If you were to write out your dream, then the latent content is what does it actually mean. In 1900, he wrote a landmark book called The Interpretation of Dreams. Freud offered what he thought was the most valuable of all the discoveries it has been my good fortune to make. Dreams provide a psychic safety valve that discharges otherwise unacceptable feelings. Freud's all about those unacceptable feelings coming to the top. Another theory is called information processing theory. This says that dreams file away memories. That's why we have them. So dreams may help sift or sort and fix the day's experiences in our memory. People who hear unusual phrases or learn to find hidden visual images before bedtime remember less the next morning if awakened every time they begin REM sleep than they do if awakened during other sleep stages. Basically, this is going to, if you went to the zoo during the day, or if you went to school, then that's going to probably come out in your dreams, according to the information processing theory. So whatever you did that day, your mind is trying to sift through it and store it all away, and so it comes out in wacky dreams sometimes. Next theory is physiological theory. Basically, that means physical. Okay, so this is to develop and preserve neural pathways. So some researchers speculate that dreams serve this physiological function. Perhaps the brain activity associated with REM sleep provides the sleeping brain with periodic stimulation. This theory makes developmental sense. As you'll see in Unit 9, when we talk about development, stimulating experiences develop and preserve the brain's neural pathways. Infants whose neural networks are fast developing spend much of their abundant sleep time in REM sleep. But as we age, our sleep patterns change. During the first few months, we spend progressively less time in REM sleep. During our first 20 years, we spend progressively less time in REM sleep. So as you can see, a newborn baby basically sleeps 16 hours a day, with 8 of those hours being in REM sleep. So after the first 6 months, that REM sleep drops off. And then if you think about your grandparents, they only sleep about 6 hours a night because their brain is not still developing. It's all their neural pathways are developed and could possibly be deteriorating. Whereas a child or a teenager, your brain is still making neural connections. So when you sleep, this theory says that it develops and preserves those. Activation synthesis theory. This says that your brain is just trying to make sense of neural static. Your neurons are firing off, trying to make connections, and this neural activity is random. It's just firing off. It's just random stuff. So think about a dream that you've had that's totally random. This could be the brain's attempt to just make sense of all those neural connections that are firing. Okay? As you can see here, you got a kitty cat on a beach with the Magic Kingdom castle and floating donuts and a beach, right? So, I mean, if you've ever just had a random dream, it could potentially line up with this activation synthesis theory. And then the last theory is to reflect cognitive development, much like the physiological theory. For example, prior to age 9, children's dreams seem more like a slideshow and less like an active story in which the dreamer is, you feel like an actor. Dreams overlap with waking cognition and feature coherent speech. They draw on our concepts and our knowledge. So cognitive development. And that's going to be the last theory. So here is, I hope it's not cut off too much. You can still at least see what type of theory and the explanation. So make sure you know these theories, and hopefully when you are doing your dream analysis that you can figure out, hopefully, which theory your dream falls under. And it could potentially be more than one. Okay? So if you want to put your dream to more than one theory, or you want to talk about more than one dream, that's fine. Here's a term that you should learn in your book called REM Rebound. Basically what this means is if you have been sleep deprived Okay, let's say you've been cramming for a test, which you shouldn't do, and you're only sleeping 2 hours a night. You're probably not falling into REM sleep. So we need REM sleep. So if you're deprived of it, by repeatedly being awakened, people return more and more quickly to the REM stage after falling back to sleep. So that's why if you keep getting woken up in the morning when you're potentially in REM sleep, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you might fall back into a dream. It's called REM Rebound. Okay, you're getting very, very focused. You're very, very focused. You're listening to the sound of my voice. You will read all of your assigned readings at home. You will complete your concept cards. You will complete your guided reading questions. I'm just kidding. Basically, we're going to jump to a new objective, and we're going to talk about hypnosis. By the way, if you see that, whatever that guy's holding that's moving, you might want to check your screen because it's definitely not moving. I'm just kidding. It definitely is moving. So what is hypnosis, and what powers does a hypnotist have over a hypnotized subject? Hypnosis is a social interaction. Might be seen as a parlor trick, in which one person, the hypnotist, suggests to another, the subject, that certain perceptions, feelings, thoughts, or behaviors will spontaneously occur. I definitely suggest you guys checking out a hypnotist show or even volunteering for one. I've personally never done it, but I have watched, and it is hilarious. It's pretty funny. So there's a couple videos that you're going to watch a little bit later that deal with hypnotists. So let's look at some facts and falsehoods. Can anyone experience hypnosis? It's going to be false. Most people, to some extent, we're all open to suggestion, but not everybody is going to be able to be hypnotized. You have to be a good subject. Okay, think about it. Somebody that is not cognitively there or has the right mind will not be able to be hypnotized. Can hypnosis enhance recall of forgotten events? Can you hypnotize somebody and have them remember something like in the movies? What do you think? False. Okay. There's lots and lots of movies where this happens, but basically, these memories are created under hypnosis. Okay. So people that are predisposed to believe certain things might have these ideas planted when they're under hypnosis and think that it actually happened. Hypnosis can force people to act against their will. What do you think? Definitely going to be false. Researchers have induced hypnotized people to perform an apparently dangerous act, but people basically they just see that an authoritative figure kind of asks them to do it, and they want to be good subjects, basically. And usually the things that they're asked to do are not outside of their normal limits. Can hypnosis be therapeutic? Absolutely. There's something called post-hypnotic suggestion, a suggestion made during a hypnosis session to be carried out after the subject is no longer hypnotized. A lot of this stuff is just kind of placebo effect, though. In controlled studies, hypnosis can help people kind of lose weight, but things like drugs, alcohol, and smoking addictions have not responded well to hypnosis. Can hypnosis alleviate pain? Definitely. Think about it. You get somebody so focused on something, it can reduce their hypersensitivity to pain, right? Remember selective attention. If they put their attention on something else, they can actually report to not even feeling it. Is hypnosis an extension of normal consciousness or an altered state? This is the last two things we're going to look at. One very important theory is called the social influence theory. So this is hypnosis as a social phenomenon. Basically, this says that people that are under hypnosis are just being good subjects. Much like an actor in a play, they are becoming a good hypnotic subject. The more they like and trust the hypnotist, the more they allow that person to direct their attention and act out these fantasies. Okay? But the other theory is called dissociation. This is a split in consciousness. Ernest Hilgard viewed hypnotic dissociation as a vivid form of everyday mind splits, kind of like when you're doodling while listening to a teacher or keying in the end of a sentence while starting conversation. Okay? It allows some thoughts and behaviors to occur simultaneously with others. So here's a quick chart talking about the biopsychosocial effects of hypnosis, but we are going to run out of time. So hopefully you got your Cornell notes. You can go back over them for some repetition. I'll see you guys in class. Later.